Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, hey, let me start off first off by saying that this, for the most part, this video will have absolutely nothing to do with knives. There are some knives on the table, and if I remember while I'm talking or ranting or whatever this may be, I'll try to show you a knife or two. But honestly, this video is about my experience today. And it's my experience, I guess you could say, kind of with the whole COVID-19 thing that's going on. Now, I really debated about doing this video, but I decided I wanted to in hopes that maybe it'll help somebody out there somehow, some way. If I can help one person, well then it's done its job. But a little bit of a history. Yesterday, I kind of woke up, had a bit of feeling of a pressure, on my chest, and it was just really odd. So I'm like, okay, no big deal. Not, it's okay. I could be getting a cold, whatever. I'm not trying to fall into the mass hysteria, and sorry if that's too strong of a word or whatever, but things are crazy out there, people. So, is it a thing? Yeah, it definitely is a thing. But back to me. So, this morning, I woke up, that pressure on my chest was a lot more. And, man, I just had wicked muscle aches and just felt fatigue. I felt like I had no strength whatsoever. Didn't know if I had a temperature because I couldn't find the dang thermometer in the house. Didn't have a cough or anything like that, but started to go to work and then was like, I have somebody in my house that is immunocompromised. So, you know what? I'm not going to take any chances. I'm going to go to urgent care. Well, I mean, you can about imagine what an urgent care is like right now in these days of COVID-19. Well, actually, I'm retired military, so I went to our local Navy hospital, which I'm very thankful I have the opportunity to do that for a lot of things, because it's not free, but it's almost free. So anyhow, I went there, and you know what? They had taken great measures to prevent the spread of COVID-19. You couldn't even get into the hospital until you had been screened. There was master at arms, that's basically like Navy policemen, pretty much at every door, asking you where you needed to go, what you needed to do, and they would guide you. And I think they had it shut down to only 2 entrances in and out of the hospital. So I went to the entrance that he told me to. Then they asked me, what are your symptoms? So I told them, pressure on my chest, fatigue, muscle aches. And they're like, okay. So they pointed me out to the urgent care. Well, the urgent care is not in the building right now. It's in 2 like triage tents outside the building, which in my opinion, they're doing everything they can to stop the spread or the infection of other people with this whole virus, which good on them. Fantastic. So, okay. So I do my initial screening, and they're like, okay, well, you could wait in the 2 tents, or they told me I could wait in my vehicle, and they would call me. They took my phone number. Normally you sit in the waiting room. Well, not now. So I'm like, okay. They had heaters going in those tents, which was, again, awesome. But, man, it was just too warm in there for me. So I went and sat in my truck. I hung out, called my wife, of course, called Nellie, told her what was going on, and told her I was waiting. So I waited about 3.5 hours, and I got seen. And they had initially taken my vitals. They took my oxygenation, my temperature, and I did not have a fever, which, okay, great. I didn't know because I couldn't find the dang thermometer. So, all right, very good. So after my about a 3.5 hour wait, I got a phone call, Mr. Besser, we can see you. We're ready to see you. Oh, sweet. So I got out of my truck, walked back over to the tent, and they told me to have a seat. They were madly cleaning down, disinfecting everything, which was awesome. They said, as soon as he's done disinfecting that chair, you can sit down there, Mr. Besser. Okay, very good. So I did. Sat down. The doctor came over. He's like, okay, can you explain your symptoms to me? I did again. He's like, okay. And I told him, the pressure on my chest, that was my main concern. Did I really think I had the whole COVID thing? No, not really. And there's many others, there's rhinovirus and influenza and all that other stuff. But the pressure on my chest was kind of concerning. Let's just be honest. Then he's like, well, you don't screen high enough for COVID-19. Okay. So, and he's like, there's many other things going around. Like I said, rhino, influenza. Okay. And he's like, the pressure on your chest. He's like, is it constant? Or no, he's like, tell me about the pressure on your chest. And I told him, it's pretty much constant. And he's like, oh, so it just doesn't come on like when you're walking upstairs or something like that? It's constant. And I'm like, yep, it's constant. And he's like, okay, well, since it's constant, it's probably not your heart. Okay. And I told him that, one of my big concerns was I had somebody immunocompromised in my household. And he told me to social distance from my son. I must have heard the phrase social distance 900 times. I know that's an exaggeration. I heard that phrase a lot. Which, if you're not around anybody else, that's a great way to stop the spread of a disease. I get that. But to be perfectly honest with you, I spoke to this doctor for less than 5 minutes. Probably, estimation, 3 minutes. And since I didn't screen high enough for COVID-19, they pretty much kicked me out the door. So basically that tells me that urgent care facility is nothing more than a COVID-19 screening facility. That's all it is. Because they didn't look... I posted a picture on Instagram while I was waiting. Me in my mask, joking about I'm trying not to... no, I'm not trying to do an impression of Nick Shabazz and all this other stuff. Because I was bored. I waited there for 3.5 hours. So, and a lot of you were very concerned. And guys, I so appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. And I probably shouldn't even have done that. But like I said, I was bored. I wanted to do something. So I was posting on Instagram. It's almost like, drunk dialing or drunk texting. Well, not always the smartest thing, but, Anyway, I did. But you guys were absolutely awesome, and I so appreciate that. Thank you very much. So, yeah, that was kind of my experience. My experience was that if you don't, and it could just have been this one, but to me that tells me they are so focused on COVID-19 that if you're not bleeding or bone protruding and you don't screen high enough for COVID-19, you're going to get turned away. Well, okay. But what are we missing? Why do I have a constant pressure on my chest? He says since it's constant, it's not my heart. Okay, what is it? Well, we don't know. I only spent 3 minutes with the guy. They didn't take me in to run a quick EKG. You can run an EKG fairly quickly. I've had them before. They don't take very long. Nothing. So, I don't know, guys. I know it's quite... And God love them. They're doing the best they can. Don't get me wrong. I don't harbor any ill will against them or anything like that. I get it. This is a crazy, crazy time right now. and they're doing the absolute best they can. My concern is that we're going to focus too much on COVID-19 that we could potentially miss, healthcare professionals could potentially miss something that could potentially be serious other than COVID-19. That's my concern. So, I don't know, guys. I mean, honestly, let me know down in the comments. What do you think? I wasn't going to go. I really wasn't, but the symptoms were starting to add up, pile up. And being with someone that is immunocompromised in the house, I thought it would probably be a good idea to at least get checked out. But, another thing, there was a woman in there sitting across the way from me when I was waiting to talk to the doctor. My goodness, that woman sounded horrible. And the doctor pretty much told her the same thing that he told me. You didn't screen high enough for COVID-19. Social distance. Have a nice day. That woman sounded horrible. I mean, she was coughing and hacking. I mean, she had mask and everything else on. Don't get me wrong. But I was like, wow, man. Holy smokes. All right. So, yeah, I just kind of wanted to share my experience with you guys. And what can you take from this? Well, I hope if you come down with symptoms and really feel that even if it's not the whole COVID thing, I hope you get the care that you deserve. Because I don't think I did. I could be wrong. But, yeah, I really don't think I did. And I was talking, I've been talking to people. People were messaging me, hey, man, are you okay? I'm concerned. Which, again, man, I greatly appreciate it. My good buddy Mondak Living. Check out his YouTube channel. He's like, hey, he kept, are you doing okay? Did you get to talk to anybody? I'm like, not yet. And have they done an EKG? Nope. So, yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy out there. I know now a lot of places they're only allowing 10 people in a store at a time. My wife just read an article right before I came up here that some stores, I think she said Bath and Body Works, are closing all their stores for the time being and paying their employees. So I think Peter and Christine said they're like, their county now is under a shelter in place. So, yeah, crazy times, guys, crazy times. But I guess the best thing to take out of this is I don't have COVID-19. At least I don't think I do. I didn't screen high enough for it, so I understand that there's not a lot of tests out there, and if you don't screen high enough, you're not going to get referred for testing because the testing kits are not in large supply, so I guess the best thing I can say is, I guess I don't have COVID-19. I don't know what I have, if I have anything. I don't know what's causing the pressure on my chest. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So, all I can say, guys, is be safe. I mean, do the best you can. Wash your hands. Sanitize them. Yes, social distancing. And I'm almost sick of hearing that term, but if you don't have to go out, don't, people. It's just not worth it. I've pretty much been practicing social distancing for quite some time now. I don't go places and just hang out for the most part. I'm pretty much a homebody. I sit here and talk to you guys on the videos, which that's cool. Or I chat with you on Instagram. People, I talk to you guys more than I talk to my family. And, well, to be perfectly honest with you, there's quite a few of you that almost are like family, which that's cool too. That's awesome. And trust me, if something happens to you guys like happened to me today, trust me, I'd want to know. I'd hope you're feeling okay and doing all right. And I'd probably ask you why, because I care. Just like all those people that asked me, they cared. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, guys. I really, really, really do. So this was just kind of a rant, a talk. You know, you almost really, really, really got to be sick to get seen at this point in time, guys. Man, I thought that lady across from me, man, I thought they were going to see her, but nope. See ya. It was crazy. But I guess she didn't have a fever or whatever. I don't know. But, all right, guys. I've taken up enough of your time tonight. Be safe. Be careful. Take care of yourself. Take care of one another. And by taking care of one another, I guess, don't hang out too close to anybody. I don't know. But, yeah, be safe, guys. And I have a feeling it might get a little worse before it gets better, but pray that it just gets better. I guess that's all we can do. So, have a great night, guys. It was great talking to you. Like, subscribe, guys. Leave me a comment. You know I love talking to you. And if I can't see you, let's talk. Have a great night, guys. Bye-bye.